Intrigue, an exciting television drama played against the tense background of present-day Europe. Starring tonight, James Daly as Michael Powers and Anne Preville as Patricia Bennett. Produced in Europe, especially for television, by Sheldon Reynolds.
This is the story of Minister Bartok, a man who, because of his wide public appeal, was said to be the most powerful man in his country. A man whose shadow had crossed my path 100 times, only to mysteriously disappear again.
Well, there goes another chance. Do you want to know something? I don't think we're ever going to interview him.
Well, what's next on his schedule, you know?
Broadcasting station. But I'm not hanging around. So long.
Courage and intelligence to solve these problems before us.
May I go inside?
Not while you're on the air.
Look, I'm from the Associated News. Couldn't I go in during the applause?
Sorry. I'm still contacting. Regulations?
But the only other way out is the coward's way.
May I see that? I'm the security officer, Captain Mori.
Oh, certainly. I was supposed to have interviewed Minister Bartok a week ago, but something always seems to prevent it. I thought this might be a good chance.
You have my sympathy, Mr. Powers, but I'm afraid you'll have to wait until the minister has finished his speech. You might as well make yourself comfortable. Maybe half an hour yet.
Thanks.
In the main, I'd say that to be a soldier.
Okay.
You can leave now, Mr. Powers.
Thanks. Pardon me. Where can I find Minister Bartok?
He just left.
Left?
Yes, through the side door. But you can probably reach him at his home.
I had phoned Minister Bartok's home and had been told by his secretary that the minister had not returned, but had gone directly to the Valona Country Inn. It was the third dodge that day. When you hit that high on average, it's no longer a coincidence. This time, I was determined to find out if this was just another phony lead.
Yes, sir.
Would you ring Minister Bartok's suite and tell him that a Mr. Powers would like to see him, please?
Minister Bartok, he isn't registered here, sir.
My information is from his secretary.
That still doesn't change the fact that he's not registered here.
No, I suppose not. I'd like a room for the night.
Unfortunately, sir, it's impossible. All rooms are occupied.
You're pretty busy for an off-season, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
Well, look, there's no train out of here until morning. You mind if I sleep in the lobby?
I wouldn't advise that, sir.
What would you advise?
Just a moment. There's a free porter's room, if that will be all right for you.
Exactly what I wanted.
Good. May I?
I'll take it, thanks.
Follow me, please. Here you are, Mr. Powers. Excuse me. Well, I hope you find it comfortable.
Everything's fine, thank you. Good night.
Good night.
wonder if I might speak to the minister.
At this hour? Who are you?
My name is Michael Powers of the Associated News.
A newspaper man. This is ridiculous. My husband is here for a rest. He doesn't like to be disturbed, especially not by newspapermen. Good night, Mr. Powers.
I have a letter here from your husband granting me an interview.
When was this?
About a week ago.
That's unfortunate. You must realize that my husband's duties keep him moving constantly.
Moving or dodging?
Your literary imagination seems to be running away with you, Mr. Powers.
Madam Bartok, just 5 minutes ago, the desk clerk downstairs told me that your husband wasn't even registered at this hotel. Now, if you think that's a figment of my literary imagination, I suggest we go down and see him.
That's not necessary. He was acting under the minister's orders.
All right. When can I see him?
You'll have to wait until tomorrow morning. He's taking a shower now.
Okay. Until tomorrow, then.
Mm-hmm.
Madam Bartok, there's been a lot of talk that your husband is deliberately keeping himself inaccessible.
There's an old saying, Mr. Powers. Believe nothing that you hear, and only half of what you see.
You're so right. Good night.
Good night.
Hey, what's the idea?
Morning, Mr. Powers. Have you just got up?
No, I just got out. What's the joke?
Oh, no joke, Mr. Powers. Ironical, perhaps, but no joke. Tracing the minister has been so exhausting that you slept away your one chance of interviewing him. He left to go hunting at 8 o'clock this morning. It looks as though circumstances caught up with you again, Mr. Powers.
Can you keep a secret?
My speciality.
Somebody locked me in my room last night.
No.
Deliberately.
Deliberately?
Deliberately.
This must be looked into. Clark, Mr. Powers here claims that he was locked into his room last night. How do you explain that?
Locked in his room? Why, it's impossible.
Well, it's not impossible. Who else besides yourself had a key to Mr. Powers' room?
Well, the chambermaid. Of course, it must have been the chambermaid. You see, Mr. Powers, we have a policy of keeping all unoccupied rooms locked during the night. The chambermaid probably thought the porter's room was empty and subsequently locked you in.
Mm-hmm. You said the minister was going hunting. Have you any idea where he'll pitch camp?
Yes, about 5 miles north of the lodge. But if you have any idea of going to meet him, I'd strongly advise against it. The terrain here is rather wild. It'd be extremely difficult to find him.
Eagle Scout reporting for duty. You tell me where he is and I'll find him.
I don't like to take the responsibility if you're getting lost. Why not wait till tomorrow? He'll be back then.
Captain, I waited my last tomorrow today.
I still think you should wait.
Can you keep a secret?
My speciality.
I think you're lying.
You do?
If you're not, show me where he is on one of these maps.
Here's the hotel. Follow this path for about 3 miles. You come to a ravine. Work your way to the bottom. The minister's camped just near this lake. You have to work your way around the lake to reach him.
Thank you, Captain. You've been very obliging.
Oh, it's no more than I do for any Eagle Scout.
See you later.
Good luck.
And now, to return to the second part of Foreign Intrigue.
There.
Taking a shower.
That doesn't give you any right to come in here uninvited.
If I remember correctly, I was invited.
If you're referring to your interviewing my husband today, I'm afraid he's...
Out hunting?
Hunting? Who told you that?
Your friend, Captain Mowry. Just before he tried to have me killed.
Captain Mowry tried to kill you?
That's news to you?
Of course it is. Listen, don't ask me to explain. I can't. Not now, anyway. You'll have to trust me and leave this lodge immediately. Everyone here is a potential threat.
Would that include you?
If it did, I shouldn't be trying to help you. You'll have to go back to town immediately.
I can't. There's no train until tomorrow morning.
My car. You could hide in my car. You'd be safe there for tonight. And tomorrow I'll drive you back into town.
Take me back now.
No, I couldn't. They'd be suspicious. Tomorrow there'll be military ceremonies. I'd have an excuse to go at that time.
You lied to me about your husband. Why should I believe you now?
You have no choice.
That's right. Where is your husband?
My car is back, parked outside. The number is B431.
Gentlemen, the plan is this. B Company will march out of the parade assembly area precisely at the moment when Defense Minister Bartok's radio address begins. They will reach the administration building here at 2 o'clock. Precisely at the moment when the minister's speech ends with a plea to the people to rally round our coup d'etat.
That will be the signal for B Company to move in and take the administration building.
But what about the Prime Minister?
The end of the speech will also be the signal for the Guard of Honor to take the Prime Minister into custody.
Are there any more questions?
Everything is clear,
No,
sir.
None, sir.
I'll expect to see you all tomorrow on the radio station before the speech. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, sir.
Right, sir.
Mr. Powers,
Let me in quickly.
why aren't you in the car?
I've got to talk to you.
You should have waited until morning.
I couldn't. It's too important.
What is it?
There's a military clique here that are planning to overthrow the government.
How did you find that out?
I heard them discussing it. And I made a tracing of their plans. Look. You don't seem very surprised.
I'm not.
You knew about it?
Yes.
Well, it looks like I've made another mistake.
Wait. There won't be a coup d'etat tomorrow.
How do you know that?
I tell you, they can't do anything. They wouldn't dare to make such a drastic move without sufficient public support. And only my husband, as Minister of Defense, could guarantee that.
That's why he's making the speech?
He won't make any speech.
They seem pretty certain that he will.
I tell you, he won't make any speech.
Well,
There's no point in discussing that now, Mr. Powers. You can't leave here unless I drive you out. I suggest you go down to my car and stay there. You can get up now.
why are we stopping here?
I'm boarding a train in 20 minutes.
Why?
I'm leaving the country, and if you are wise, you'll do the same. You are not safe yet, and you can accomplish nothing by staying.
Are you going to join your husband?
Perhaps.
But you still won't tell me where he is.
Why is that so important? The only thing that matters is that he isn't going to speak.
You're certain of that?
Positive. If you hurry, you can catch a 10 o'clock plane. You can drive to the airport in my car. Goodbye, Mr. Powers.
Bye.
Bye.
Now we return you to Studio A, where you will hear an address given by our Minister of Defense, the Honorable Albert Bartok.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been given the honor of addressing you on this
Through strong government, through understanding government. Often we ask ourselves, can this be achieved? It is an honest question which of course deserves an honest answer, and unfortunately I must say we have not. However, that doesn't mean we are not trying, nor does it mean that it is beyond our resources. The horizons we see are not too many tomorrows away, and if we face each tomorrow with the courage and fortitude that we faced each yesterday, then I say it can and will be reached. There are some among us who, because of past defeats and discouragements, have adhered to pessimistic views. These people are dangerous. To follow their line of thinking would only invite disaster. We must root them out, banish them and their evil doings, so that...
What happened?
You were leaving the country.
Yes, but I heard the broadcast at the station. That's why I came back.
Good. It was a recording, you know.
Oh.
And I have it. Look.
Good.
You'll never finish that speech now.
And they'll never get the signal.
Well, for the time being, we've stopped their chances of success.
For the time being, what do you mean?
Nothing to prevent them from trying again at a more opportune moment. And with your husband.
They don't know where he is.
Sooner or later, they'll find him.
They'll never find him.
You seem very sure.
I am.
You know where he is?
Yes.
Then you must persuade him to go to the Prime Minister and stop these people for good.
It won't be necessary. I'll go myself.
Well, that's the next best thing. Why didn't you go before?
All along, I've kept my husband's whereabouts a secret. He was the instigator of the plan to overthrow the government. I stopped him. Or I thought I had.
How?
I'll take you to my husband, Mr. Powers. Everything will be explained. We are here, Mr. Powers.
Aren't you coming with me?
No. You'll have to go by yourself. It's best that I go directly to the Prime Minister to warn him and give myself up.
What are you talking about?
As I told you before, when you see my husband, everything will be explained. He's on this street.
What's the address?
You'll have no trouble finding it. It's the only entrance on this side.
See you later.
I don't think so, Mr. Powers.
Bye.
Bye.